Hey guys, I hope that you're good. I saw some comments of you guys talking about twin flames and talking about soulmates on the last All Signs that I did. I think it was the last All Signs that I did. And I do get some personal readings and some clients where you genuinely believe that somebody is your soulmate, somebody who is treating you like crap, somebody who doesn't appreciate you, somebody who doesn't care for you, somebody who cheats on you, beats you, whatever the case is. And they probably are a soulmate. The reason why is because anybody can be your soulmate. The grocery clerk at the store can be your soulmate. Your past abuser can be your soulmate. And this can be because these are karmic past life, if you believe in that kind of thing, karmic past life connections. Okay. These can be people who are tied to your soul in some way as well. So that's a whole nother topic. Anybody can be your soulmate, even an enemy. So to be honest with you, that's null and void. Saying, oh, this person is my soulmate. Also, when it comes to twin flames, I personally don't believe in twin flames. Twin flames to me is another word for a trauma bond, or is a way for you to romanticize the relationship that you have to somebody who is abusing you. Whether they're abusing you mentally, physically, spiritually. Do you honestly believe that the person that you're supposed to end up with, or this twin flame of yours that is beating you, cheating on you, won't answer your call, and doesn't give a fuck about you, is truly your twin flame or the person that you're supposed to end up with? Of course, they could be a soulmate. As I stated before, anybody can be a soulmate. Your enemy can be your soulmate. But it doesn't mean that it's supposed to be the person that you end up with. And some of you guys are allowing these people to treat you in this way where it's like they're sitting at a dinner table and they're eating the dinner that you made for them, and you are kneeling on the floor under the table like a dog waiting for a scrap. And some of you are like, oh, well, I see their name everywhere. And, I see 111, I see 1111, and I see 333, and I see 444, and blah, 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 blah. I love you, but shut up. I love you so much, but please shut up. And the only reason I'm saying that is because when you see numbers, it's not always like, oh my God, it's because this person and I are supposed to be together. Numbers, signs, and symbols are not always rainbows and unicorns. They can be warnings. They can actually be warnings. And some of you guys are too wrapped up in the idealization or of someone, or putting this person on a pedestal, that your refusal to acknowledge who this person truly is keeping you from who you're supposed to be with. And you guys are deluding yourselves. And the reason why you're deluding yourself is because there's some childhood trauma that you probably haven't healed yet, or you still haven't healed from your last relationship, or you're so desperate for love in your life that you're willing to accept the scraps under the table. And if you're willing to accept that, what else are you willing to accept? Because how low is it going to go? How low are you going to lower your standards to be able to be falsely loved by somebody? Genuinely. And I've stated before that my goal is not to get you guys to watch tarot. Maybe once in a blue moon, but to be honest, I would prefer that I never saw your faces on my tarot channel again, or anybody's tarot channel. Because, and I'm only talking about the people that are looking to tarot as an addiction, because some of you utilize it as a fix, like a heroin addict or a crack addict. And I am speaking from experience. I dated somebody that put their hands on me, that cheated on me multiple times, somebody that did not value me. And because I loved them, and because they were attractive, and because this, that, and the third, I was sitting here thinking that this person was my twin flame. This is not my twin flame. This is just somebody's son, that honestly came in my life to teach me a lesson. And the thing is that you're going to keep putting your hand on the chopping block until you get hurt enough to where you're either emotionally and spiritually destroyed, and it's going to take you years and years and years to pick yourself back up, or you're going to take the lesson with gratitude and you're going to swallow it, and you're going to move on, and you're going to do the inner healing that you need to do in order to be the best person you can be for the person that you're meant to be with. You cannot meet the person that you're supposed to be with while you got dumb shit over here, taking up your time, eating all the snacks in your house, having sex with you, using up your body, you know, raping your energy. And you're sitting here wondering why you can't find somebody that's for you. And it's because you're too busy occupying your space and your schedule and your day to day with somebody that doesn't give a shit about you. And then you want to slap a name like Twin Flame on it, or you want to slap 1111 on it when it's freaking 666, you know? It's a 666 situation. And you need to fix your way out of it. And that's the truth. Stop the problem is that today in society, I see it on TikTok. You know, I see it on TikTok a lot. I see it on the internet a lot, where people romanticize toxic relationships, and I'm guilty of it. I'm totally guilty of this. Keep that in mind. And it's because most of the time, the way that we were showed love in the beginning of our lives is what created the trajectory for the rest of our romantic relationships. So, for instance, my first time that I had sex, I was raped. That's how I lost my virginity. And then the second relationship that I was ever in, he locked me in a room and wouldn't let me look at anybody. I wasn't even allowed to talk to people. He beat the crap out of me. And so what ended up happening was I looked at that like, oh, well, love is pain. Or love looks like this. Love is jealousy. Love, blah, blah, blah. And that's because that is what I was taught. That is what I was shown, really. Not even taught, subconsciously taught, but that's what I was shown. So this created the blueprint for the rest of the kind of relationships that I would decide to accept in my life, because that is what I knew. And you think that the devil that you don't know is better than it, or you think the devil that you do know is better than the devil that you don't. And I'm telling you, a lot of the times it's not. And so what you need to do, instead of worrying about who loves you or who's going to give you a crumb underneath the dinner table, what you need to do is you need to figure out why you keep attracting these people. You need to figure out why you keep allowing these people into your life. And I'm only speaking from experience. I'm speaking from experience because I have been in your situation so many times, and it's very hard to break a cycle. It's very hard to, instead of just doing the merry-go-round and the hamster wheel like you usually do, to actually be like, okay, no, and go in a different direction. And so until you do that, you're going to still be accepting scraps under the table. And a lot of the times you guys are hooked up with these guys or these gals that are, trashing you behind your back, making fun of you, and I've been on both ends of this. I've been on both sides. I've been on both sides. I can literally and honestly give you sorry. Oh my God. I can honestly and thoroughly give you a true honest to God perspective from both perspectives. Because I've been the person sitting at the dining room table offering the scraps and being a piece of shit. And I've also been the one that was treated like a piece of shit. And so just a food for thought. My suggestion to you is stop romanticizing your scraps. Stop romanticizing the person who calls you at 3 a.m. and is like, hey, like, what are you doing? And then you end up letting them have sex with you. And then They leave minutes after, they leave the next day, and then you don't hear from them for a week. And you're like, oh my God, why can't I find my person? Because you are too busy laid up with that. That is why your person can't find you. And God is not going to allow your person to come in for you until you get that sorted out. So until you get your blueprint sorted out and you figure out why your relationship blueprint or why your romantic blueprint is designed in the way that it's designed, you are never going to be able to draw up your own blueprint. Because what happened is that you allowed these other people to design the blueprint for you. And now once you get older, you get an opportunity to crumple that bitch up and throw it in the trash and draw out a new one for yourself. But you won't be able to do that. You won't be able to do that until your perspective changes. And the only way your perspective is going to change is once you break that hamster wheel, once you break that wheel. The only way you're going to be able to break that wheel is when you realize how you got here in the first place, or around what you were shown was love, and was that a healthy way? It could even have come from your parents, your perspective on love. And so until you figure that out, you're going to still be attracting the same ancient people, etc. And you're going to be sitting there looking at the time, and it's going to say 11:11. You're like, oh my God, that means that they're my soulmate. No, that's probably a morning. Seriously, the runner chaser dynamic. No, that's called a trauma bond. That's someone that is giving you pieces. That is somebody that is breaking you to pieces and then feeding pieces of yourself to yourself, like Hannibal Lecter. And you guys are sitting there calling it a twin flame or a soulmate. I'm sorry. You know, and if you're the person that's giving the scraps, if you're the person that's trashing this person that you're using behind their back, you need to get right with God. You need to figure out why that is something that you are doing, or leading people on, or doing whatever it is. And I'm only saying because I've been on both ends. I've done both. This person is not your twin flame. You have a trauma bond with this person, and you have low self-worth and you have low self-esteem because of the love that you are shown, and the romantic blueprint that other people have created for you when it comes to your self-worth and your self-love and what you actually deserve. And you've allowed other people to create that for you instead of you creating it for yourself by healing yourself and figuring out where that comes from in the first place. So only until then, stop romanticizing this. It'll be a blessing, but it'll be a blessing in disguise. And so you can either sit there and eat pieces of yourself on the floor that you're being fed under the table, or you can take your last swallow and make yourself whole again and walk away from the lesson that will be a blessing only if you allow it. Love you guys.